Hi and welcome to our adventure for February half term, exploring Canada Twin Centre, Toronto and Niagara Falls as a family of 3 and another family of 3, a group of 6 people. We were flying from London Heathrow Terminal 5, which is British Airways terminal, and we arrived at 8:45 in the morning and made our way straight through security, which was very quick with our fast track passes, and then walked to B gates, stopping to get some earphones, essential purchases on the way, before getting to the galleries lounge. We personally prefer this lounge as it tends to be quieter than the main terminal north and south lounge. However, it was quite busy on this day and we managed to find a table near to the children's play area. It was soon time to go to our gate number 35, which was just a short 2-minute walk from the B Galleries lounge, and we boarded the plane nice and swiftly before getting comfortable, ready for our flight. We were fortunate enough to have 3 seats on the front row of economy with extra legroom and the 3 seats directly behind. The flight was a total of 8 hours and it went very quick, so we were soon landing in a very snowy Pearson International Airport in Toronto. We walked from the gate to the terminal and we stopped via the immigration kiosks. We've arrived in Toronto, we're in our taxi. Woo! 6 of us there. The journey from the airport to the hotel, which was situated in downtown, took about 30 minutes in total, and we drove in a very treacherous snowstorm. As you can see, Toronto was covered as it had had about 25 centimetres lay over the previous few days before our arrival. We stayed for 3 nights at the Radisson Blue Toronto downtown, and it was an exceptionally great hotel, well located. This is our room, which was located on the 8th floor and was a superior double room with a marina view. It was very spacious and nicely decorated, and I must say, the view, although it was very snowy and the windows were quite wet, was beautiful to watch the sunrise in the morning.
Hi everyone from Toronto, snowing!
We settled in the room, dumped our bags, and then the children were desperate to get out in the snow, so we took a walk along the promenade waterfront, done some snow angels as you can see here, expertly executed by Rion, and then we walked around the marina where we also saw one of the ice rinks being flattened, ready for skiing that evening, and we opted to eat out at Amsterdam that night. As you'll be able to see from these next few clips coming up, we all had lots of fun in the snow and enjoyed being big children, especially myself, who decided to be down with the kids and do some skidding, which led in me falling over. I read that there are over 50 ice skating rinks in the Toronto area, this being one of them, and they are well kept. This is our walk back along the front. You can see our hotel in the background. And as I said, we headed to Amsterdam Brewhouse, which was just next to the marina, next door to our hotel, and highly recommended.
Hi, we're in Amsterdam Brewhouse.
Our waiter for the evening was Trent, and he was awesome. And as you can see here, the tasting sampler was selected by Dale, and he very much enjoyed the local ale. The food was superb, from chicken burgers, sausages and mash, ribs, and also the main burger, chicken tenders. It was all absolutely delicious and enjoyed by everyone, and much needed after the long flight.
Get your mouth round that.
After the meal, we walked back to the hotel, which was very, very short walk, but as you can see, we couldn't go anywhere without playing in the snow, collecting large snowballs, and just generally having fun. We got a good night's rest on the first night, but good old jet lag woke us up nice and early. So we decided to use the time and all head to the gym, ready for opening at 6 a.m. I must say the gym was very well equipped and well maintained. We all very much enjoyed the workout, but if there was one bit of feedback, it was a little bit too warm inside. After about an hour's workout, we headed to Café Local, which was in our hotel foyer, and all had a drink before getting ready, showered, and headed out to have breakfast. As you can see, the hotel done an absolutely sterling job of keeping the paths clean outside our hotel. And on this morning we headed to Golden Eggs opposite, which was a recommendation by the reception person. We're in Golden Eggs. We were super impressed with our breakfast in here. The plates were really large, so if you ever go, share a plate. After breakfast, we took a walk up to the Toronto sign, and as you can see, the snow fell, and it continued for most of the day, actually. We felt like we had the entire city almost to ourselves. It was super hard to walk through lots and lots of snow, but it was great to see it all in white. We didn't realise, but where this main Toronto sign is situated, there is a large outdoor open-air ice rink, and the staff were getting this ready for opening of the skating for the day. We didn't skate on this day, but keep an eye on the video because we did come back 2 days later. Tell us what you got.
So we're just over there by the Toronto sign, and I got some nice icicles. So this one was off the bottom. No. So this one was off the bottom. This one was just a big one off the top.
No trip to Canada is complete without a Tim Hortons, and this was our first time. The boys were absolutely desperate to jump in the fresh snow, so here I captured a slow-mo of them doing just that. This is the old City Hall with a war memorial outside, and then we walked along to the Eaton shopping mall. There were certainly more people inside here than there was outside, for obvious reasons with the snowfall being so heavy. And we got so hot in here because we had layered up, so decided not to stay in for too long, and therefore got some chocolate and headed outside again.
This is a nice corner. Look at that.
Right. Do we know whether it's right or left, sir? I think it's left, but I'm not sure.
This is Dundas Square, which is dubbed Times Square, however, in Toronto rather than Manhattan, New York City. We walked along here, trying to find the first stop on the city sightseeing bus itinerary, and we eventually found it and headed the bus for a well-deserved sit-down for an hour and a half around the city.
That looks rather... No one's on there.
No, there's one person up the top that is at the night.
Due to the weather, the view out of the windows was not the best, as you can probably see here. So please bear with us in this video as you see the sights of Toronto through the bus window as we go around the city.
Over 3 million artifacts, the largest collection of Chinese artifacts of any museum in the world. Well, this is where we once stood, so here on the left. Pretty cool. Who wants to guess what happened in the fire hall? Yep, burned down. Pretty ironic. That's called the Michael Lee Chin Crystal. It's named after him because he donated $30 million to help build it. The total cost, they're very good at sports. The only sport that my school beats them in is hockey. Besides that, they beat us in everything. Their best sport, I want to say, is track and field. Their runners are very fast. They're spinning. That means that there's live filming going on inside the building. Very heartbreaking news, though. Unfortunately, CTV News announced they're selling the building, relocating. I don't know why they would do that. No one does. I think they're going to leave the car in, though, because it's such an iconic symbol.
On our second evening, we had booked a reservation in the 360 restaurant up at the CN Tower. And this is us arriving for our 5:30 reservation, which we arrived 15 minutes early for. And I must say, we were going up there fairly glum, thinking that the view was not going to be spectacular. However, we were pleasantly surprised. Now, if you have ordinary tickets to come up the CN Tower, you go through a different queue line to what we did with a restaurant reservation. So what you can see here is if you have a pre-booked reservation. And I would highly recommend doing this because you get the view of the observation deck after your meal included in the price of your meal, and the ticket can be around 45 Canadian dollars just to go up the observation deck. And here we are going up in the lift to the observation tower.
Your session will be number 1, number that.
Okay, thank you. So we are in the 360 restaurant up the CN Tower in Toronto. And what's really, really good about this restaurant is that it does a full 360 view of the Canadian skyline in an hour. So you sit and dine and then you see the sights. However, it's obviously quite limited visibility today because It's snowing. There was certainly no chance of seeing the sunset from up here on this evening. However, it did start to clear, and as you can see here, there is limited views from outside our window at our table. And here we are making our menu choices for our dinner. I cannot tell you how lucky we felt that the sky just cleared and we had such great visibility from up here before it got dark, and that when it did get dark we could see the night skyline with all the twinkling lights. Here you can see the runway and landing strip of Billy Bishop Airport, which is for light aircraft coming in from America and Canada. After dinner, a few of us faced our fears of walking along the glass floor, which had views all the way to the ground of the CN Tower. And wow, what a feeling. This is the observation deck. The outdoor bit wasn't actually open that night because of the cold weather. And you can see here some more of us stepping over the glass floor. And just to show that we did it, here is us capturing a selfie lying on the floor as you do. Once we came down from the tower, we took a walk back to our hotel, and much to the boys' amusement were the Tesla Cybertrucks. Quite a few of them actually. I think many were being test driven, and the snow had stopped, but I think in those 24 to 48 hours about 25 centimetres had fallen.
Look, the snow's glistening. Charlie, look, ready? Charlie.
So the next morning we decided to have breakfast in our hotel, and it was situated in this dining room with lovely views of the sunrise. And after breakfast, which we thoroughly enjoyed, we headed back out and took a walk up to do some ice skating whilst watching many snowplows in action all around the city. We done ice skating for about an hour, but our session was for up to 2 hours and we paid $40 for this. Hey everyone, ice skating in Toronto, and wow, I've never skated like this before. It is insane. didn't tell you that. The next part of our day was spent in Ripleys Aquarium, Toronto. And I must say, having been to many aquariums around the world, this was spectacular, especially seeing the sharks and the rays, the turtles, and all of the underwater world, which was just superb.
Holding my hand? You're holding my hand? Chippy chippies.
Look at him.
There's also fish in here.
You see the starfish? I do
That's
see
a big
it. Jack, come here.
As you can expect from these attractions, they are very educational, and there is lots of interactive activities for the children to partake in. You want to?
Can we read what it says?
It's nice to see all that
We stepped on the travelator and went under the tunnel, which I must say went on for quite some time and was just mesmerising. There was so much going on down there, and we saw so many different types of fish, sharks, rays. It was truly spectacular. Oh, look at the turtle come in. Look at that. Look at the turtle come in.
I know. It's only 10, it's only 4 letters.
This was the area where you could see where all of the water was pumping in from and to, plus the temperatures, and then we walked onto the area where the children could touch the rays and watch the scuba divers. This is Union Station, which we had a very quick look of on our way to the coach station on our final day in Toronto before we got the bus to Niagara Falls. Now, if we hadn't got a taxi, I don't think we would have found this place because it was tucked away in the back of an office block, but luckily we made it in really good time, and it wasn't long before we boarded our bus and it was very comfortable and spacious. I think for the 6 of us it was about £120, and it took just under 2 hours before we arrived in Niagara Falls. And as you can see, we were treated to an incredible rainbow on our arrival, and actually walked with all of the cases about a mile down the road to our hotel, with many stops along the way to just take in the breathtaking scenery of all of the falls. Here we have our refurbished deluxe double falls view room, which I must say was beautiful in decor, however not great on space with 3 cases. However, it did have a great view, and it was next door to Coca-Cola World shop and also Hersheys World, with many different products on offer: cakes, cookies, bars of chocolate, merchandise, Reese's, which is coming up, a full wall of different pick and mix on chocolates, Jolly Ranchers, just all of the chocolate and candy that you could ever imagine possible. Next up, we ventured to Clifton Hill, and I must say it felt like we were in a little seaside town in the UK, or a mini Vegas. And we bought the children some tickets to do some attractions, but the adults decided to join in on the haunted house too, and we took a drink in the Boston Pizza bar area before heading to the Sky Wheel for our reservation to see the falls from high above.
Perfect view of both the Canadian Horseshoe and American Falls. Combined water is estimated at over 750,000 gallons per second.
Imagine if it was. It actually
When I went a couple of years ago,
One more time,
I had a
though.
lot of back problems. It's in the same spot.
Yes, it is.
I think it is better. I just need to.
Do you want to book a massage with me?
You can walk on it.
Walk on it?
Sometimes walk.
Hi, we're off to Niagara Helicopters. Woo!
In 300 meters, turn right up Victoria Avenue.
Funland.
So good. There's even haunted houses here.
Movie Land, Wax Museum.
IHOP.
You went in the fun house, didn't we, yesterday?
Niagara Helicopters is located about 2 miles from our hotel, so we decided to get an Uber, which was super easy, and it took us literally door to door in under 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We were really fortunate that the flights were going on this day, and grateful that we had changed our reservation from the following day, because had we have left it till then, we wouldn't have been able to go. This trip for 12 minutes on the helicopter cost us around £100 per person, and definitely well worth the money. Thrill and excitement on takeoff was something that adrenaline definitely helped, and it wasn't long before we were up catching all of the views.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ride of your life. As we begin our spectacular journey, we ask that you please keep your seatbelts fastened for the entire flight. If you're sitting in the front seat, please make sure your feet, arms, and bags do not touch the helicopter controls. This is the quietest helicopter of its class in the world. More importantly, it's also the safest helicopter ever produced. So relax and enjoy this unique aerial view of Niagara. Looking downstream as we climb over the Whirlpool Golf Course, you can see the prestigious Niagara Falls delicious with Waterfront, called the Butterfly Conservatory. A stroll
Next up was the journey behind the falls, and this was the entrance into Niagara Park's area with a cafe and some shops.
Yeah, you can walk in the tunnel behind the falls, and the second tunnel is gonna lead you to the upper deck, okay? So please just keep in mind, because of winter conditions, the lower deck is closed, and in these two viewing portals, you may be just gonna see ice. Okay? Just walk really carefully. You ready, guys?
Oh my god! Look down there.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you want to, should we go down now?
You can hear them.
Hi everyone, we're at Niagara Falls and we have bought a ticket today which is on these lanyards, so we can come behind the scenes of Niagara Falls, which includes 4 stops. We're just behind the Niagara Falls, and the Niagara Falls fills 13,000 bathtubs a second.
We're walking down through the tunnels at the journey behind the falls, and we've just seen some incredible sights of the Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side, and we're going to go and see what else we can find. Icy cold. We took a walk along to the Niagara Power Station, and in here we actually went down underground and walked through a very long tunnel once again to see the falls from a different perspective.
What do we need to help this?
Well, the walls need a bit of treatment. That certainly needs some looking at.
Need Steve looking at it.
Hi everyone, we are in the tunnel, which is one of our activities. So we finished doing the under the Niagara Falls and the Horseshoe Falls. So we are now in the tunnel directly under the falls, and all of this water you can see a little bit is from the Niagara Falls. So this is one of our quite few activities we can do.
Have we got a fact of this tunnel that you just told me?
They're all quite close to each other. The fact of this tunnel is this tunnel is bigger than the Niagara Falls and it follows all the way, but it only stops. And this will break in a few years, this tunnel here, because since the 19 million tons of water drops every minute, it's too much pressure for this lovely brick galleyway.
We nipped to the Floral Showhouse on the way to get the bus to take us to the butterfly place. And we didn't need long in here, but it was lovely to see all of the flora on display and the tropical plants and flowers.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're on the WeGo bus going north to the butterfly house. Hey up! This is behind the scenes. This is our video man for Home Away and Travel Adventures YouTube. This is what he does.
The bus journey took about 10 minutes up to the butterfly house, and it was nice to cross under Rainbow Bridge and see the Niagara station where the trains go out from before arriving at our destination.
the butterfly house at Niagara Park, and as you can see, they're just flying around. There's thousands in here, all so beautiful, all different colours. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed coming with us.
We took the bus back to the closest stop to our hotel, and we were staying in the Crowne Plaza on this leg of our trip. So we walked back to the hotel via the Hard Rock Cafe for a little bit of shopping. We took the children to go and play in the arcades, and whilst we were waiting, we had a drink. Evening, we had chosen to go to the Table Rock House restaurant, and we walked there from our hotel, which was pretty much a mile away, stopping at many of the vantage points, and one particularly big highlight for us was meeting a local man called Linus, who illuminates the falls and was filming for the 100th anniversary in July this year of illuminating the falls during the night time. We're at the Table Rock restaurant at the Horseshoe Falls in Niagara, and we're going to have our dinner here tonight. We do have to say that the food quality, service and atmosphere with the surrounding views was insane at this place, and would highly recommend a stop here. I mentioned earlier in this video that we met a local guy, Linus, who lights up the falls, and fortunately for us, he invited us to come and see behind the scenes what actually happens and goes on. And we were met by him and his colleague Bill, who showed us around and talked us through everything that we needed to know about what goes on to light up the falls every night, including the staff and the turnarounds, 3 nights on, 3 nights off, and that they are there from dusk until midnight. And we all then got an opportunity to light up the falls and do it in our own colours.
The ships you can see when you join it back then. And they had 200 of them. And they put in the Horseshoe Falls for both sides as far as they could go. Then they let the river banks up on both sides of the fireworks. So at the same time, so just leave that one be for a while.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll freeze everything up and I'm not really quick. Alright, pick another color. So, tomorrow, you and I can
Is that what you've just done?
Yeah, yeah.
I can...
Oh, one of them.
No, I'm not going to get a picture of him doing it.
The gate flag, 100 plus 80, so.
Yeah,
That'll be
that's
very
right.
nasty for the
Are you ready for something?
There are not many people that go to Niagara Falls and can say that they've actually illuminated them. So we feel very fortunate to have had this great and wonderful opportunity on our final night as well.
I'm going to do the flames, okay?
Is this the flame?
Yeah.
Does it get really heaving in the summer here? Really busy?
Yeah, there's about 14 million people a year from the big falls. And then none of that, maybe 3,500 or 4,000 up here. This isn't what you pick waves, and it kind of rolls across.
Yeah.
Cyan. Do
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And sparkle does work on that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Sally, take a picture of that.
I just changed it.
Oh, just pop it back a minute.
Very good.
On a bit of snow. So that.
You know, pick a color off the wheel. Closer to the edge, you don't have to drag it, just touch where you want it.
That.
Okay, see the left of the falls, that's the
Oh,
color.
yeah, and
Just
then
turn
you
number,
just kind of
turn
No, would you
one
like
off.
a...
And put left of this there.
What would you like it?
Turn one off.
Would you like this one?
Go to the edge, you get a better color.
Yeah.
A very good bit of kit that is.
The pink. Right at the edge.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Look at that.
Most like green, too.
Yeah.
And green.
That's it. And then you've got little circles. Yeah, right. Are you ready for sunrise?
Yeah.
It'll go right dark and then it'll start lighting up.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
The final breakfast was spent in one of our all-time favourites, IHOP, and we all went for something a little bit different, from French toast to pancake stacks, crepes, and also some savoury. The boys spent the last of their tokens in the attractions, and we had coffee at Starbucks before being collected to go to the outlets, which was extremely snowy, but a great opportunity to spend a few hours to get some purchases in a very, very quiet location before we done our final pack-in.
Hi everyone, we're on the Flixbus to Toronto, Terminal 1, then we have to transfer to Terminal 3. It's really snowy. We've just come out of our hotel, Crowne Plaza, and we have about an hour and 20 minutes to go. What would you another one now? I think it'll be quicker in the airport. Yeah, but you might want to put it on for you.
The journey went very quickly. there was a small sunset that we could see ahead, and the snow cleared as we arrived into Toronto Airport. And this was a wrap on our journey in Canada for February half term.
Hey everyone, we're on the train going from Terminal 1 to Terminal 3 at Toronto Pearson International Airport.
We hope that you have enjoyed watching this video as much as we have made it. And if you have any inquiries about a twin centre trip to Canada, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We had an amazing time and I would love to make your dreams come true.